Alright, I'm back. Again. And I figured what better way to come back than with the classic old story. Everyone loves stories, right? Let's do a story. So in this video, I'm going to be telling the story of the one and only time that I got kicked out of my very own house. By my mom. Love you, Mom. Now you might be thinking, damn T, what'd you do to get kicked out of your house? Were you doing drugs and drinking and crime and all the things you do to get kicked out of your own house? Well, no, none of those, actually. The reason I got kicked out of my house was much less of a delinquent way and more of just a dumbass way. And not like that's a stupid, like that's a dumbass reason to get kicked out of your house. No, it was more of like me being a dumbass and I definitely deserved to get kicked out. Alright, so this happened back when I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school. I'm not exactly sure which one, but it was around that time. And a little background for the story. My mom has these plants around our house that she absolutely loves. Like there's times I feel like she loves those plants more than she loves me, and especially after this incident that I'm about to talk about. During that time, the plants were definitely above me on the love list for my mom. The list goes her plants, my older brother Gabe, the rest of the family, that show Reba, and then me. Or at least at the time. I think by now I should have at least passed Reba, I hope, but I don't know. So anyway, she has these plants, right? And they're kind of all over the place, you know, just in different areas of the house. But predominantly, they're by the front door. Or at least the bigger, like, more important ones are. Not the small ones, but the bigger ones are mostly by the front door and that front window so the sun can hit them and they get life to grow and whatever, you know, plants need. And what we also had at the time, which after this incident was banned from ever being in our house again, was a mini basketball hoop on the front door. Now you might be beginning to see where this story is going, but stick with me because the ending might be a little different than you think. Alright, so the setting is set. Mini hoop, plants. Important plants. Precious plants. More important than me plants. And we had played on this hoop a number of times, you know, me and my brothers. We had played on it. Occasionally we would break something or knock something over and you just had to hope and pray that our parents, mom or dad, weren't in the living room to like see it happen and then you'd be in trouble. So we would knock stuff over, break stuff, but a lot of the time my parents weren't there, so that was good. You could just, you know, throw it away, hope they don't notice. And because sometimes we would break something, my mom had gotten to the point where she was like, alright guys, you know, no more ball in the house at all. You know, I gave you guys a chance to just shoot around, have a little fun, but you guys are too rough. People get hurt, things get broken, I get mad, it's not good for my health. No more ball in the house. And I mean, that's already like rule number one of life. You know, no ball in the house. And especially if it's all boys like my family, bad idea. Good time? Yes. But horrible, horrible idea. Only bad things can come of it. But anyway, when she told us no more ball in the house, the way that we heard it was no more ball in the house when I'm around, right? And that's where we fucked up. Disobeying our parents. Big mistake. If there's any kids watching this, don't disobey your parents or else you're going to end up getting kicked out of your house like I did for something stupid. So obviously, we played on the hoop again. And this was the night when it happened. It was a weeknight, a school night. I remember it was already kind of late. It was like 10 p.m. around that time, you know. My mom was in her room. We thought she was in bed for the night, which maybe she was, I don't know. So we were playing, having fun, and then at one point I like fell down to the ground, and it was either Michael or Matthew, because that's who I was playing with. One of them got the ball, and they were gonna go score. But for some reason, instead of like going straight to the hoop, I think I might have been blocking the way with my body. They ran like all the way around the house to get to the hoop. Michael and Matthew were kind of young at the time, so they're like super excited. They're like, go, go, go. And they're like all happy because they thought they were going to score. And in my head, I remember thinking, I'm going to lay down here. I'm going to stay laying down, pretend like I'm like down and out of it until I see them get really close, whoever has the ball, Michael or Matthew. Then I'm going to get up, sprint over, and block the shit out of him. Now you might be thinking, damn, that's a little messed up. But don't worry, because God apparently thought the same thing. And when he like saw me thinking that, he was like, nope, not going to happen. So what actually ended up happening was when I got up, I tried to start running towards the hoop, but there was a random blanket on the floor, which only in our house would there be a random ass blanket on the floor and no one pick it up. So there's a random blanket on the floor, and as I'm trying to run, my feet get caught in the blanket, and like, so I'm trying to run, right? and my feet are tangled up in this blanket. Essentially, the blanket tripped me. Like, you know, if you're trying to run with your feet tangled in a blanket, it's like if your shoelaces were tied together. So at this point, I'm falling. I am falling now. And as I mentioned earlier, one of my mom's bigger, more favored plants was right by the front door, right next to the hoop. And the thing she has to leave this precious plant on is this like mini pillar thing, like a cement pillar. It's made of cement. It's like mini and it's white. Maybe I'll put a picture up of it here or something similar to it. It's like a mini white pillar made of cement, real fancy looking. Let me tell you something. This thing, hard as a rock, okay? Solid. It's cement, obviously. I wonder how many times I've said cement like this, cement, because that's how much emphasis I want to be on the fact that this thing is made of cement. Anyway, so I'm falling fast, and the trajectory of where I was falling was directly at the plant, and I was like, fuck. So I fall literally face first into this pillar, like face, forehead, everything. Like I didn't brace myself at all. I fell so fast. I just headbutted the shit out of this cement pillar. The pillar fell over. The plant went tumbling down with it, spilled all over the floor. At this point, I blacked out. I was literally, like, legitimately knocked out. During this time period in this story, I don't know what happened because I was, like, literally knocked out on the ground. And when I finally came to and, like, started waking up, my mom was holding me by my shirt. She was holding me up by my shirt. I don't know if you guys can see. She was holding me up like this by my shirt, looking me in the eyes with the most pissed off look I've ever seen before. And I was just like, what the fuck? I was so confused, didn't know what was going on. I turn and look over at Michael and Matthew. Their faces were just like completely in shock. Then my mom pulls me close and whispers in my ear, "Get the fuck out of my house." And I was just like, oh, shit, okay. Like, I still didn't know what was going on. So I left, concussed and confused. Keep in mind, it was like 10 p.m., like I said earlier, and I, at the time, didn't have my license or a car. I actually still don't have either of those things, but that doesn't matter. So I just went over next door to my grandma's house. Luckily, my grandma lives next door to our house, so I just went next door over there. And when I got there, they were like, what are you doing showing up? Why are you, like, coming over so late? And I was like, I just got kicked out of my house. And they were like, what? Why? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. My head hurts. That probably has something to do with it, but other than that, I don't know. And guys, that's the story of the one and only time I got kicked out of my house. I was severely concussed, probably. I'm not a delinquent, so for me to get kicked out, it would be something stupid like that. And it's a true story, too. You can ask anyone involved. How my mom had the strength to hold me up like that? No idea. I've only seen that feat of strength once, and it was that time. I don't know how she did that, but she did. And if I'm being completely honest, it was amazing. It was captivating as hell. Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, like it. Like, actually press that thumbs up down there. Actually like it. If you liked watching it, it only makes sense that you like it, you know. Subscribe if you're not, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Get those bottles poppin'. We're turned up, there's no stopping.
My mom wanted me to make a note of it, to say it in the video, because I told her I was going to tell the story. She wanted me to make sure to say that whenever there was like a blanket on the floor, she would get pissed off at us and tell us to pick it up, because they're like, people wouldn't. I don't know why we wouldn't, but yeah, so she wanted me to say that. There you go, Mom.